2 lights, 3, 4, and 5 then will ride on board with DylJG for the start, and it looked like a bit of a poor getaway for the championship leader. The Rapid might well have a look at him as we get around into turn 1. The two almost side by side as we approach Tamburello. Can they all make it through cleanly this time around? DylJG though securing that lead. Look in the background, that's where we saw the drama earlier on, but they're much more well behaved in the dry conditions. Mika making up a position, he's battling with Bentel. They're side by side in the background, but a great start then after a pretty poor getaway from DylJG. Well recovered. No yellows to speak of yet, but there's a car running wide in the background. Who was that? That looked like Toby. It was. Some damage there as well. There's that first yellow. So something has been thrown out into the gravel. And who's that as well? It's Charlie, who has made a mistake coming out. And Tosa and drops back to the rear of the field. Not a great start for ART, but for their ex-driver, DylJG, a very good one indeed. Yellow further back. I think both ARTs are in trouble. There's Dammers stopped in the middle of the circuit. Charlie, meanwhile, recovering to track just slightly further up the road. And we've got a full course caution, I believe, once again. Is it a VSC? It appears to be. It's in the background, and there they go. They've gone green, and we can go racing once again. Maybe not the most ideal start for DylJG, at least not the most ideal starting location on the racetrack, but he's made good effect of it and got the jump on Rapid as we go green racing once again. Yellow further back, and I think that might be Joel GP. It is Joel GP in the Reliant car, and he's spun across the track and is out, and that could be a safety car. But yeah, one mandatory pit stop then. You've got to use both compounds of tyre, and you can see what they're starting on the left-hand timing screen. So different strategies for the top two. Obviously, a safety car this early on really helps out the soft runners. So DylJG, VF2R Tim, I Awakens, Mika, then Bentel and Hazard Time. And it wouldn't shock me if we do see a pit stop. We do for DylJG, and Rapid taking advantage as well. I think we're going to see a very busy pit lane here in F2, and does that shake up the order? Well, we're about to find out. Obviously, longer pit stops here, more chance of a mistake. Does anyone stay out? Yes. So the two Premas staying out, as does Lettuce on those medium tyres, gambling that we may well get another safety car later on. It does scupper those, waiting for new tyres, and I tell you who it really has messed with is the VAR cars and the MP Motorsport team as well. I think one of the Shrews is having to stack. Yes, it will be Bentel behind race leader DylJG. And I tell you what, the order's been shaken up massively here because DylJG clearly held up in the pit box. He's come up behind both Rapid, VF2R Tim, and Mika. Very, very interesting strategy call there. And there it is. Safety car is in at the end of this lap. So it all comes down to rocking now. How slow do you want to go? You can see a little white dot on the mini-map. That's Charlie to see if he can catch up to the rear of the field. I tell you what, though, I don't think he's going to manage it. And he'll need a little bit more of a safety car buffer to get himself ahead. We'll wait and see what happens. But when does Rockin decide to go? We saw quite a late start from Harry earlier on in the sprint event. When is that Prema machine going to make the move? There it is, out of Ravazza, and he's got a great getaway ahead of his teammate. Keep an eye out for Rapid in the background. He's in that VAR car there. In the blue and orange, black and orange machine, I should say. He'll be the one trying to make moves on those fresh, soft tyres, but it's a nice, easy getaway for the Prema in front, side by side with King and Lettuce coming through Tamburello for this restart lap, and they're still side by side. Now in the background as Rapid gets through, and VF2R Tim on the move as well. That's a car round. That's Worth Anemone, who's recovered the track, but his safety car gamble now comes to an end as we got Bentel as well in deep trouble. He's out of this one. So something going very wrong in the background. DylJG fighting past Mika. He's got up to 6th place and now on the back of his championship rival VF2R Tim. Little twitch there as King now dropping back through the field. In the Dams machine, not able to fight on those more worn medium tyres. A car being squeezed out in the background. That's Hazard Time, I think, in the Trident from Harry. our sprint race winner. Rapid now gets past Lettuce for second place. And I said keep an eye out for him. He is going to be really fighting for a lead battle now, as we've lost Jack S as well. Another one to go off on this restart lap. He becomes the 4th retirement of the day. Rocket still leading the way. Then it's Rapid, then it's Lettuce, then VF2R Tim, who also, of course, in this lead battle. The question is, can Rapid's tyres hang on? We've had quite a long time under safety car, which will have helped, but that's still longer than a lot of these drivers wanted to take him, and actually damage for Lettuce there. So I'm not sure where they picked that up, as who's that going? Well, it's Harry going across the gravel. That's what his teammate did on lap 1. It led to a mighty accident, which it nearly did again. Very close with hazard time, but he's managed to save it without a penalty. Mika now getting past King. King struggling for whatever reason. The Roy Nasani car in trouble. Another penalty for Charlie, as that's a twitch and more contact for Lettuce. They lose a couple of positions. It could have been way worse than that, though. Fastest sector 3 for Dylan, though. Was fastest on track, and the move has been made for the lead. There we go. We haven't even got down to Tamburello. And Rapid up into P1, and will now hope to streak away. I think he's just gone for the approach of, I am going to burn out these tyres and build out, hopefully, a big enough gap that saves me later on. And it was all in the pit stops, remember, when they all came bundling into the pit lane, that it fell apart for the race leader that we're running on board with now. Dropping all the way back. Rapid with the fastest lap of the race there. Nobody able to beat that on the out of the medium runners. Here comes DylJG though, to the outside into Tamburello. Can he pull this one off? He's got DRS open as well. They'll stay side by side, and we've seen some battles and some contact between these two in the past, but none this time round. Him shutting the door and hoping, anyway, that there isn't an attack coming into Villeneuve. No, there isn't, but I tell you what, they're close enough for a dive bomb into Tosa as we come towards turn number 7. No move, though, from DylJG. He's going to stick to the rear end of that MP just for the time being. Just hang it there and see if a opportunity presents itself. But on to lap 17 we go then. This is the closest I think we've seen DylJG exiting out of the Ravazza, and he's got DRS to help him as he gears up for a move. Maybe down the inside, maybe to the outside. Tamburello makes the switch very late on and commits to it. There's contact again, and he's round. That's massive. The championship leader into the gravel. It was an ambitious move, but it's all gone wrong. And he's going to drop back to 5th. I think this might be him out. No, he's got going again, but he's going to drop all the way back down to 8th. And that is huge. We have 2R Tim. And DylJG making contact again. DylJG may well benefit from penalties. It might put him up to P6 at the end of this. But Rapid, it was a photo finish with a sprint race. No such issue for that this time round. He can shake the wheel in delight as he comes across the line for his first win in F2RS. Great showing there from Rapid in the VAR. Tim comes home in second. JR Mika rounds out the podium. We'll speak to those three. Aya Wakels will come home 4th, with our sprint race winner Harry making it home in P5. DylJG will jump up to 7th. No, mate, that's 6th in the end.